Welcome, true crime enthusiasts, to a story that sounds too wild to be true. The infamous 1997 Loomis Fargo Robbery. It was a heist born not of meticulous planning by criminal masterminds, but of desperation, greed, and an almost unbelievable series of blunders. In this video, we'll dive into the events of October 4th, 1997, when a seemingly ordinary vault supervisor orchestrated one of the largest cash robberies in U.S. history, only to see it unravel in spectacular fashion. Remember to comment, like, share, and subscribe so as not to miss any future episodes from the Calendar of Crime. Our story begins in Charlotte, North Carolina, at a Loomis Fargo and Cubber regional office. Here, we meet David Scott Ghantt, a vault supervisor with access to millions in cold, hard cash. Ghantt was, by many accounts, an unremarkable man, but he harbored a growing dissatisfaction with his life and a secret romance with a former Loomis co-worker, Kelly Campbell. It was this relationship, and Campbell's connection to a man named Steve Chambers, that would ignite the fuse of this extraordinary plot. Kelly Campbell, a spirited and persuasive figure, introduced Ghantt to her high school friend, Stephen Eugene Chambers. Chambers, a one-time FBI informant with a dubious past, presented a tantalizing proposition: a plan to rob the Loomis Fargo vault. The scheme was deceptively simple, or perhaps simply naive. Ghantt would execute the robbery, take a modest $50,000 for himself, the legal limit for crossing the border without special authorization, and flee to Mexico. The vast majority of the stolen millions would be left with Chambers, who would then periodically wire money to Ghantt until the heat was off. Then, they would all reunite and split the fortune. It was a plan built on a foundation of misplaced trust and a profound underestimation of law enforcement. On the evening of October 4th, 1997, David Ghantt put the plan into motion. He sent a trainee home early, and then, for over an hour, he methodically loaded a company van with an astonishing $17.3 million in cash. The sheer volume of the money, mostly in $20 bills, was a critical miscalculation. After meeting up with his co-conspirators, Ghantt transferred the loot to private vehicles. He then embarked on his journey to Mexico, leaving a trail of evidence in his wake, including his own wedding ring, a symbolic gesture of his intent to sever ties with his old life. The next morning, the alarm was raised. Loomis Fargo employees couldn't access the vault, and the FBI was quickly brought in. Ghantt was immediately identified as the prime suspect, thanks to surveillance footage showing him in the act. The abandoned Loomis Fargo van was discovered with $3.3 million still inside, a testament to the thieves' poor planning. The investigation quickly led to Kelly Campbell, but the link to Steve Chambers remained elusive for a time. However, the conspirators' own extravagance would prove to be their undoing. The plan to lay low and avoid suspicion was a complete failure. Steve and Michelle Chambers, now flush with cash, moved from a mobile home to a lavish mansion, purchasing a BMW Z3 and other luxury items. Kelly Campbell also made a significant cash purchase of a new minivan. Michelle Chambers even made a fatal error at a bank, asking a teller how much she could deposit without triggering a federal report. This, along with other tips, put the Chambers squarely on the FBI's radar. Meanwhile, in Mexico, Ghantt's initial lavish lifestyle quickly dwindled as Chambers sent him a mere $8,000, forcing him to live frugally and alter his appearance to avoid capture. The final nail in the coffin came from a recorded phone call between Ghantt and Chambers. The FBI, now fully aware of the conspiracy, also uncovered a chilling detail. Chambers had hired a hitman to eliminate Ghantt. With all the pieces in place, the FBI moved in, arresting the entire gang. In the end, 24 people were convicted for their roles in the heist, and approximately 88% of the stolen money was recovered. The so-called Hillbilly Heist was over, leaving a legacy of greed, incompetence, and a story that continues to fascinate and bewilder. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe so as not to miss future episodes from the Calendar of Crime.